Well, he does an outstanding job. Any task that Eric takes on, he's outstanding at it.
Here's Alston. Alston has the kicker to beat. Alston is gone. Touchdown, St. Bonaventure.
That'll change momentum of a football game awful quick, but the problem is now St. Bonaventure's defense has got to go back out there and try to stop this Centennial offense.
95 yards for Levon Alston, a 6'1 junior, and it's a 7-point game.
Well, that didn't work out all that well. You better kick the ball in the end zone. 95 yards, taking it to the house.
And the extra point attempt is through. 27-21. It's shaping up like last night. 5:55 still remaining in the second quarter. What a great run. What great blocking by St. Bonaventure. They're not going to go quietly. There's a reason why they're 13th in the LA Times poll.
You notice all the guys congratulating them were the guys that were on the kickoff team and the offensive linemen. I don't see any of those big defensive guys up there right now. I don't see, 42 and 55 and 95 and 47. I don't see those guys anywhere in the picture. You know why? Because they're sitting on the bench trying to get hydrated.
Yep. Yeah, this is where both sides probably wish that they had television timeouts. Not the case. And when this ball is kicked off, don't think that Centennial can't take it back for a score.
Hey, how you think, and I'm going to call this right now, do you think that going for 2 on that first touchdown by Centennial could come back and bite them?
It's true. They have not tried it since, correct? They lined up one time to do it, but then all of a sudden decided better of it, went for the extra point.
Yeah, they were down 7-0. They scored to make it 7-6. Rather than just kicking the extra point, they went for 2.
We have had 7 touchdowns already in the football game, and we still have 5:55 to go in the second quarter. Jesse Kelly to kick off from the 40-yard line.
Jesse better kick this thing in the end zone.
And Jesse will, in fact, chase Ualoa back out of the back of the end zone. It's coming out to the 20-yard line, and the defense will have to come on the field. And they need to stop now. They can't allow Centennial to run 7 or 8 more plays and chew up 80 more yards.
Let's see how the defense responds after Alston's 95-yard kickoff return. That could really change the momentum because, let's face it, Steve, after Centennial scored their last touchdown to take a 13-point lead, they had all the momentum in the world, and bingo, Alston turned around that quick.
Listening to John Muller talk this week and some of the stuff I read, he said, my defense has to make big plays. They haven't yet tonight. And there is Ware getting separation. Penalty markers as Ware makes the catch and crosses the 50-yard line.
Okay, you're going to see on this play, once again, Nunnery on the coverage. Nunnery ends up grabbing Ware's right arm, but Ware is so strong and powerful, he's able to ward off Nunnery and I believe catch that ball with one hand while he was interfered with.
That was a 34-yard gain, rather.
Right down the sidelines. Take a look at this. He's getting held. He cuts that ball with one hand. I mean, is he putting on a show or what?
That's been one heck of a matchup here. Devontae Nunnery.
We got pass interference against the defense. That penalty is declined. We have a first down.
You know, the other thing I'd say, Nunnery's being recruited. And if people take a look at this tape, even though he's got burned for a touchdown and a pass interference, he's right on Ware. And if you can be even close to Ware, you're a pretty good defensive back.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Here's Watson, and Watson across the 40, fighting his way down to about the 37-yard line, close to another first down for Centennial.
I think both these teams are going to be happy to get to the clubhouse at halftime.
And us, too. And there's a penalty marker on 2nd down and short.
Little illegal procedure.
You would expect this type of tempo.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Still 2nd down.
You would expect this kind of tempo in week 1, a little bit less in week 2. I don't think we're going to see a lot of this when we get to the postseason in November. But there hasn't been a single team here in this UT San Diego Honor Bowl that's been able to stop the other one. And maybe Oaks Christian a little bit in the game that we just did, because Upland didn't really have much that they could do offensively in the game. Weber to keep, and Weber is wrapped up and brought down by Jason Farlow at 8 tackles last week.
And that play didn't go exactly how they had drawn it up. And hey, Farlow, we've called his name a couple times here in the first half. He's made a couple of really nice plays.
Yeah, the name we haven't called is Nick Schimmel, number 55, a senior who also last week made 8 tackles in that opening win over L.A. Garfield, 42-14. They hold up a big sign right in front of us, a stop and go sign. And Weber taking his cues to run a play out of the no huddle. And he throws, and it is caught at the 20, and down to the 6-yard line goes Rudolfo Benuelos.
Well, they're tough on those deep slant patterns or little in routes. I mean, Benuelos, a physical mismatch as well with his height at 6'4", 175. I mean, Weber's throwing some talented guys. That's not just him.
Here's Watson, and Watson will score. Oh, Watson in the end zone for the 3rd time here in the first half against a very good St. Bonaventure team.
Yeah, this defense right now just flat out exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. They're going to have to figure out how they're going to go about it in the second half. They're going to have to, play some of their backups just to try to give their regulars blows, because the regulars just aren't getting it done.
They'll go for the extra point here. Watson scored in the first quarter on a 20-yard run to put Centennial up 7-6. Watson then scored on a 63-yard run later in the first quarter. Put Centennial up 13-7. And then Watson scores again here on an 8-yard run, and it is 34-21. Still with 4:27 to go, and that was a 1-minute, 28-second drive. Another one of these 80-yard scoring drives.
Well, and a big play that set this up right here is Weber spotting is one of his favorite receivers, along with Rodolfo Benuelos on a deep in route. Benuelos making a nice cut, good catch, just unable to quite get into the end zone, but knew that he was going to get hit and did a good job of hanging onto that football with both hands. Good job.
I love you, Mom. That's for you, baby. You, Mom. That's you.
Centennial Corona, the 2008 state champs. They were the 2012 Southern California regional champs. Lost to Concord de La Salle in the Open Division state title game back in December up in Carson.
So pretty good crowds today here, Steve. Considering you've got teams from out of town playing, they've been really nice crowds.
They're going to let Alston try another return, and Alston can't get this one out past the 15-yard line. Had a 95-yard touchdown return last time he possessed it. Now can't even get it back to the 20-yard line. And a long field awaits Ricky Town and the St. Bonaventure Seraphs.
Well, if I'm Coach Muller right now, you got to find a way to move the ball, keep the clock running, and not have to put your defense back on the field here. Hopefully, for their sake, St. Bonaventure in the second period. But you want to try to find a way to get some points on the board. But again, you don't want to put your defense in jeopardy. They're exhausted.
Town has thrown 2 touchdown passes already tonight. They're going to go on the ground to Chambers. They're going to have to do a lot of this, more than anything, to just keep the football away from Corona Centennial, who scored on 5 consecutive drives now after misfiring on their first 2.
Well, I think gained 8 or 9 yards on the first play running the football. That's going to bode well. But again, run the football and try to shorten this half a little bit.
Chambers, and there's nothing there, dumped down at the 20-yard line. Loss of about 3 yards on that play, too.
See, now you got to pick up the first down. Once again, your defense is coming out. And those poor guys, their tongues are hanging out right now.
3rd and about 6. I know the scoreboard says 3rd and 4.
You know, with these spread offenses, these no huddles, at all levels, in college, high school, you've got to develop your backups. You've got to be able to develop your backups.
3 receivers left, and they're going to dump it off to Chambers. Chambers gets 2 nice blocks and has enough to convert the 3rd down into a first down as he gets to the 30-yard line.
I mean, if you're going against a team that's running 90 offensive plays, chances are you're probably not going to win anyways, but you got to develop some guys to play. You know, it's like last week, the San Diego State game. Rocky Long, they lost to Eastern Illinois, and I know they got killed today by Ohio State, but San Diego State actually ran 99 plays in that game that they got beat 40-19. And Eastern Illinois ran 82. Those are a lot of plays.
Richard Lucero, and Lucero for another first down for St. Bonaventure.
That's huge right now, and the first thing they should do with this first down, either throw a short pass to gain some positive yards or run the football and keep that clock rolling. They still got 1 timeout. Remember, they burned a timeout towards the end of the first period on defense, and they burned one earlier this period.
Town to throw, a wobbly pass. It's going to be caught. That's John McGill. He's a tight end, 6'3" junior. A couple of catches last week for 37 yards.
So that's good positive yardage right now. And keep that clock running if you're St. Bonaventure. You want to get down there and give Town an opportunity in the last minute of the first half to find a guy in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, just do not give the football back as the pressure is coming to Centennial. Town is in trouble, and Town still turns that into a loss of only about 6 yards.
Well, if he could have got out of the tackle box, he should have thrown it out of bounds. But, again, he wasn't sure, and he had guys coming every which way. And you know, he was smart just to hang on to the football and go down.
Daniel Gonzalez was right after him. It was Tucker Robinson who brought him down.
Big 3rd down right here. Look for Dixon.
Also about 6. Good protection now, and Town throws it a little too high for Lucero. And a 4th down and 9 coming, and they have given it back to Centennial with still plenty of time no matter where you kick this football for Centennial to score again.
Should have caught that ball. If he runs through that ball, Steve, he may still be going, but he stopped and tried to catch it with one hand. I think he thought there was a safety, probably bearing down on him, but there was nobody in the middle of the field. He's got to run through that football, and he could have kept going.
Chacho Uloa is back deep, awaiting the punt here by Jesse Kelly. And that is going to roll to the 14-yard line and be down there, but still with 1:41 to go. I mean, we've seen Centennial be able to just move it up and down the field at will here as they try and score on a 6th consecutive drive.
That's all the time in the world for Weber in this offense.
8th possession of the first half for Centennial Corona. They went missed field goal, turn it over on downs, and then they go touchdown, 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 and now this drive. All long touchdowns as well. So here's Weber with 1:41 to go and a long field. And Weber throwing it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Ware. There's going to be a pass interference call. And that is going to be Devontae Nunnery again for the 2nd straight time being called for pass interference.
And I think you're going to see right here when we show the replay, the film does not lie. Nunnery, great coverage, but the problem is you can't hold on to the man. He's got great coverage.
Mike Downing again.
We've got pass interference against the defense, 15-yard penalty.
And again, that's a tough matchup. Ware's a legitimate big-time wide receiver recruit. Nunnery playing tight. That's 2 pass interference calls on Nunnery. Nunnery's impressive. He's not backing down. He's not timid out there. He's right in Ware's grill.
They run one play. They get 15 yards due to the penalty. They go back to the ground with Watson. And again, they have a full complement of timeouts left.
Hey, if I'm a scout tonight, and I'm, I'll say I'm from Arizona, okay? I got my Wildcat cap on, and I'm watching Nunnery. I'm taking notes on this guy, and I'm impressed by him.
Weber with Ware and Nunnery all over him. That should be another pass interference call, and it is. Third time that Nunnery has been called for pass interference against Barry Ware.
That one there, I don't know. Is that ball uncatchable?
Well, yeah, because he was holding him.
Let's take a look at this again.
I mean, he grabs him early.
Well, let's take a look here.
He's already on him there.
Yeah, he's on him. That's a good call.
Another 15 yards. They've got 30 yards here on pass interference calls.
15-yard penalty, first down.
But you know what? Number 4's not backing down. He may be giving up some yardage penalty-wise, but you know what? He's not letting the UCLA-bound wide receiver intimidate him.
Weber doing a great job on that snap there that landed on the ground, picking it up. Still getting another 15 yards. This drive started back at the 14-yard line with under 2 minutes to go. And Weber throws it right. His intended receiver, his target slipped. That's Grayson Bankhead, who has a touchdown catch.
I think Nunnery came out of the game. I think they wanted to calm him down a little bit. Maybe make Weber look at somebody else's number besides number 4 that he was throwing at.
109, and in a moment here, Centennial is going to get across midfield into St. Bonaventure territory, where they've been a number of occasions already here in the first half. And that is Ware with a catch, and Ware gets about a yard, bringing up a long third down and 9, and a timeout will be called by Centennial. And this right here is where St. Bonaventure needs to make a stop to stay in the ballgame right here on 3rd and long with 1:08 to go.
You know, with these spread offenses, in 12 minutes, it seems like it's an eternity. Could you imagine if high school football were at 15 minutes with these spread offenses? You'd be here for a week and a half.
And you get a lot more kids hurt.
But see, I'm going to go back to a point I made a little bit earlier, Steve. If all these teams are going to go to these spread offenses and you're going to be able to run, 80, 85, 90 plays, and some of these teams have actually run 100 plays, that's a lot of football, and that's a lot of banging into one another. And teams now are going to have to continue to recruit on campus to get players to come out, and then when they do come out, you've got to keep them working hard, and you've got to coach them up to where you've got a legitimate second string, and that's hard to do at a lot of schools, but you're going to have to force feed a lot of young players because the starters aren't going to be able to hold up physically through the course of a season.
And I'll take it a step further after this 3rd down and 9 play. Watson trying to run for the first down, and he's about a yard shy, very close to the first down. Some of these teams, too, like a Corona Centennial, could very well play 16 games in a season when it's all said and done now with the regional bowl championships.
And realistically, say inside handoff right there to Watson. And the thing about Watson is he does a good job after getting hit, leaning forward and getting those extra 2 or 3 yards. 16 games, in my opinion, really too much.
They gave him enough for the first down. It looked like, from my naked eye, he was short. Officials don't agree. Weber throwing long for the end zone, and the catch is made. Touchdown. That's Javon McKinley, and they didn't even need the full 1 minute and 41 seconds.
There's Javon McKinley. He's only a 6'2", 185-pound sophomore. Now, when you take a look at Weber, Weber goes back, and he is very confident throwing to McKinley right there, and he's able to fight off Steven Torres. Again, good coverage, but McKinley just a little bit better than Torres, and then once again, using that left stiff arm. That's a heck of a play by a sophomore.
Weber throws his 3rd touchdown pass here in the 2nd quarter. The extra point is good. And this Centennial Corona team has scored on 6 consecutive possessions to take a 41-21 lead. And I think right now they are saying to themselves, we're the most decorated program in Southern California right now.
Well, they're definitely making a statement. And I read some of the comments this week from Coach Logan and talked about how much respect he had for the St. Bonaventure program, how much respect he had for Ricky Town. He goes, we know that we're not going to be able to stop Ricky. He's a great player, and he's going to get his numbers, but we're going to be ready. And I think, since they got beat last year, 40-35, I think all season long, Coach Logan has pounded it into his team week after week after week. That loss last year did not sit well, and tonight they're trying to, avenge what took place last year.
Only 2 losses for Centennial last year to St. Bonaventure, who they've lost 2 in a row to. Their fortunes appear to have changed here tonight. And then, of course, in the championship game in Carson, they wound up losing to Concord de La Salle. Many teams with a lot of talent can say has happened to them. Squib kick. And that is fielded by Anthony Alamilo. And he's dropped just past the 30-yard line. 38 seconds to go. You can't, if you're St. Bonaventure, allow Centennial to possess the football 8 times in the first half.
No, not at all. And now you only got 38 seconds to go, but I wouldn't count out Ricky Town and St. Bonaventure at all. I mean, so far this year, Centennial's had their problems defensively as well. They're not exactly, the Chicago Bears of the early 80s.
85, yeah. Well, last week, Corona Centennial had 632 total yards. They have 498 with a minute to go in the second quarter, and that was nearly intercepted. The intended receiver was Alston, who has a 95-yard touchdown run here in this first half.
Good inside leverage by the defensive back. That's perfect coverage. That's absolutely perfect coverage by Stewart.
Jairi Stewart, who had an interception last week.
Can't play it any better than Stewart just played it.
Whole lot of nothing right there for Ricky Town.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're St. Bonaventure, you might just want to.
Yeah, they have to feel fortunate that Centennial didn't use
the,
their last 2 timeouts.
Yeah, you might just want to get out of here and go to the clubhouse and try to regroup a little bit.
Under 10 seconds to go, and I don't even think they're going to take the snap. I certainly wouldn't here.
No reason to.
And that's going to do it. Oh, what a first half by the Centennial Huskies offense. Seems like a year ago that they missed the field goal and turned it over on downs on their first 2 drives. And then they wound up scoring on 6 consecutive drives to end the first half of play. And a 20-point advantage for Centennial. The Huskies lead it 41-21.